It's a Bitcoin podcast. The only one that's making your money is you. Listen to the Bitcoin podcast. So hold on and listen to the Bitcoin podcast.
Alrighty, first things first. The first 5 people that go in, the 5 new people, sorry, grandfather people. First 5 new people that join the Discord and post a video of them lip syncing that awesome intro. That intro that everybody loves. We know you love it because we love it. You will get $10 in Bitcoin from me. Only me. It's not going to be like a $30 rip where they're not giving them your Bitcoin. I'm giving you some of my Bitcoin. Right?
It's not giving it away.
Do we say that on a show called Do we say I don't have any Bitcoin on a show called the Bitcoin Podcast?
I mean, I do.
Who's being honest?
Okay. Well, I'll give you some of my Bitcoin. $10 of it, to be exact.
$10 price at the time of you saying this, which is 5:05 p.m. March 18th.
That's too much thinking. Just $10 whenever it happens.
It's
We're encouraging
crypto before
5 of you new listeners to come in here. Anyways, I'm the host of Talks First. My name is Dimitrik.
I'm host number 2, Dr. Corey Petty.
And I'm host number 3, Jesse.
So, a lot has happened since the last time we've gone live or recorded, quite honestly. So today, what we're actually trying to do is like just jive a little bit, get reacquainted with one another, talk about a couple of things that we thought have been interesting in the last couple of weeks. We took a 2-week break because Corey had to go. He had super big special meetings, and he's going to talk about some of that stuff. And
I want to hear about that.
And so what we're going to talk about today, we're going to talk a little bit about Bitcoin. The thing about Bitcoin we're going to talk about is its scarcity. And apparently, according to the media, we have entered the era of Bitcoin scarcity, which I thought we were there this entire time. But no, because the 20 millionth Bitcoin was mined. Now, all of a sudden, people are supposed to realize, oh, there's only 21 million. Oh my goodness, I gotta catch them all. Gotta catch them all. And so we're gonna see. We're gonna see if the market effects really play out. A lot of us old heads with gray hairs and our goatee think that they're gonna play out. And then we're also gonna talk a little bit about crypto. Wants to talk about not crypto. Corey's name is not crypto. Corey's name is Corey. Corey's gonna talk about his speech, and Jesse wants to talk about, what did you say? Was it the age?
I have no idea. I'm just
gonna.
follow
age verification and.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, that's
age verification in OF, which for all you guys that don't know what OF means, stay that way. Stay innocent. Let's get. How do you want to kick it off? Do you want to kick off with your speech, Corey? You got, you seem energetic. You seem like you want to tell us what the deal is. You seem like you want to dive in. What's up? What's your speech about?
I was in Portugal. We did an all hands.
Is that how you say that? I thought it was Portugal.
Maybe. I'm American, so I have to say it with an American accent.
You said it really like a gringo.
Yeah, very Portuguese.
Sorry, go ahead.
As someone who speaks Portuguese, yes.
Hello, Aubrey Bailey. We're not AI.
Hey, Aubrey. So we did an all hands event, but the all hands event is different this time. Normally we get together and we just then separate. This time we did a live community event, which is a 2-day thing where the first day was like a coalition event where we had 42 like-minded coalition partners. Tor was there.
That's pretty cool.
Web3 was there. The Internet Archive was there. The Brewster, the creator of Internet Archive, was there. We had
nice.
a really solid selection of people. Jared gave a talk, made everybody cry because he pointed out why Logos is supposed to be and all the stuff, which you don't need to get into. I'll get into that later when I post that speech in the video. But and then we did a music festival afterwards, which is fun, a kind of cultural celebration. But I gave a talk at the All Hands because the idea was hey guys, we're trying to get on the same page because we're about to go out in the community and talk to people, and we all got to kind of have the same same story on why we're here, what we're doing, how I fit into the whole thing. And my standard way of doing talks, I wrote it all the night before. And I came up with this interesting analogy. And I basically ended up teaching them a physics lesson. Right? So I brought my slides here. Thanks, Claude Code, for making this work. I vibe coded an entire presentation.
Noise.
And it ended up working out pretty well. So like the idea was like, what's the difference between signal and noise? That's all I talk about is communication all the time. And I made this interesting analogy of like teaching the physics of a wave packet and like wave packet dispersion and like how you hold a wave packet together, which is like an impulse, which is what the thing that actually performs some type of action on something. That's how the internet works today, by sending wave packets through fiber lines. And ended up getting like some sweet. So coherence was this idea that we've been trying to work on organizationally of like, we're all on the same page. But wave packet coherence is a bunch of different frequencies that join together, then form a wave packet that then moves through space. And so like, it started off with like talking about a pure tone and it doesn't really do anything. And like the talk's 25 minutes long. I'm not going to go through it. I just want to show you the cool visualizations. And I got like showing the idea of a wave packet by
How'd you do that? You did that?
combination of frequencies, and then you have this local packet of energy, which then can perform some action somewhere. It has impact. And the idea here is that like you have like what makes this thing move is coherence. They're phase locked together, and that's the thing that travels. And so then I made it. And so the idea of dispersion is that like the natural state of a wave packet is that it disperses. It slowly will lose the signal and turn it into noise. And so over time, you can see the whole thing grow, and that's kind of the wave packet, and it'll start to disperse through the noise. And then there's one exception we now know about, which is called a soliton that doesn't lose its shape. It doesn't disperse. It's like joined with the medium in which it moves through.
Would you say that's a Decepticon or an Autobot?
It's a soliton.
Decepticon, definitely. Go ahead.
It's not bad. It's good. You want that. The whole idea was coherence, right? But with the interesting analogy that this thing actually worked for, which I didn't expect the whole time through, was that this works to explain why logos needs to exist as well. Because if you think about quote unquote civil society and why it's failing, is that, let me see if I can find that slide here. So I talk about us and kind of how we've been working. We're getting to the point of working together. So we know as an organization, we're joined and we have coherence, whatever. And I talk about civil society. And I use this idea a lot of the medium as the message. And so the concept of a wave packet is that the rate at which this wave packet will disperse, will like turn into noise, is dependent upon the medium in which it goes through, right? If the medium isn't appropriate, it'll disperse really fast because the different frequencies travel at different speeds and so on and so forth. So you kind of like if you can shape the medium appropriately, then you can hold it. You can hold something together a lot better, and that's why a soliton works, is because it's shaped to the wave packet. And so the idea here is that like over the past couple of decades, the medium in which we communicate on the internet has worked against us when it comes to like building communities, right? It's just turned this kind of idea of beautiful array of human relationships and molded it into something that just like loses all that meaning. You can't hold communities together because the infrastructure we use pulls us apart, right? And so that's the idea of logos, is that like it's a medium that helps hold communities together, right?
Yeah.
So that was the whole idea. Like it allows us to have coherence. And so like more pretty diagrams, which I'm really happy about.
Those are nice, man. You're gonna have to talk. You're gonna have to try to chat me on the side how you made all that shit, because I like nice things, dude.
And then I talk about this idea of like coherence and how it amplifies signals. Like you can't amplification. This is the other analogy that worked really nicely, is that, you know, in order to get to a point of amplifying anything meaningful, you have to have coherence. You have to have a signal, right? And that use this concept of the Event Horizon Telescope, which is like 27 different radio telescopes dispersed across the Earth, which, when locked in phase, form the effect of a telescope that's the size of the Earth. And it's like coherence gives you just the ability to like take a small number of things and make them really big.
So it's like a spirit bomb.
Yeah.
You don't know what that is. Jesse knows what that is.
Not a clue. So yeah, that was my talk. But like, it was a really interesting way that I had found where I was able to like connect why the technology matters for like a social movement and like why things are broken now, which I really found interesting. Because like all the technology we use just kind of fucks us in a way. It's always removes our ability to form what I collectively call civil society.
Okay. So like, is it the presentation to just say like, hey, we all have to be saying the same thing in unison so we can perform,
Yeah, pretty
so
much.
we can become a soliton? Or what was the Decepticon you named?
Soliton, yeah.
So we can become
Yeah,
a
we all need to be on
soliton?
the same page. We need to know, one, we need to know our own frequency, like where we are as a part of this whole thing, right? Because like Logos is a collection of projects that need to work together, but that's not easy to explain, right? So I've been working on that over the past year of like getting to the point where like not only can we talk about what we're doing and why we're doing it, but like our part in it. And that was the whole idea of the talk of like we got here. Now we're gonna go talk to people. Here's your story. Now go talk to them.
That's a spirit bomb, Corey.
Yeah, that's what I laid on. That's what I laid on thick.
That's
It's good though. I really enjoyed it.
I mean, well, the thing, if you take that and you extend out that analogy to even crypto, right? Like that's probably why crypto has such a hard time getting adoption at I'll call it a wholesome level, right? We're creating today on today's show. We're getting creative.
Yeah, but like
Wholesome. It's not a mass adoption wasn't what we were looking for. We were looking for wholesome adoption, where people like, that feeling you get when someone pulls out like, when you were a kid, when someone was going to give you like a $20 bill, you're like, oh, I feel it in my stomach. That $20. Give me that 20, baby. Like crypto is very far from that feeling. In fact, most of the feelings that crypto brings up in people is like, ugh.
Well, that was part of the message that you're conveying, right? Is that like when doing amplification, when you're trying to like grow, you want to grow your signal, because if you just grow the number, you end up just growing noise, and it removes your ability to have a signal that like has impact, right? And so, especially the early stages, where, but I continue the analogy forward, you don't have coherence, you don't have everyone on the same page, you just try and grow. It becomes this thing that like no one knows what the hell's going on, and so you can't really have any impact because no one's saying the same thing. They're all growing in different directions, and you get what I would call like dispersion. And I think that's what a lot of people try to do. It's what crypto tried to do in general. Is just like, I don't know, more people, more number go up. That's all that matters. But like, no one fucking knows why crypto matters right now. They just think it's it is just a bunch of scammy shit.
Yeah, we need to put a compensator level 3 on crypto and reduce that dispersion by 50%.
Number
Arc
3.
Raiders, baby. That's an Arc Raider joke for you guys listening in the audience. I know y'all playing Arc Raider. Everybody playing that damn game. Game's amazing. Okay. Well, I mean, I like the idea of the talk. It's a very informative and educational way of saying like, hey guys, like we can't all be saying different stuff. We got to amplify this message, so it can go as far as it can.
It's also like I took that and I've turned it into a long article, which is under review right now for releasing. And it ran with the idea of like explaining how the technology has ruined our ability to grow civil society today, and like why there needs to be something new. It ran with that same analogy, but it just focused on the like civil society part, which will release, which I think.
So I want to dig into
aspects of that amplification part and coherence, but I think that's the main thing is like people are detached from the why. They don't know why crypto started in the first place.
Yeah. Jesse, do you feel that the current state of the internet is doing exactly like Corey's saying, like it's making it impossible for us to grow civilly, for us to like advance in our civilization?
It depends. I like you like AI data centers, like, you know, in order to train models, that data needs to be centralized. If you do it in a distributed fashion, you're going to have performance hits. It's like there are
The
specific
largest
use
one we've been
cases
able to
where
get from like distributed training has been 100 billion parameter.
yeah, and that was like fucking Megatron or something. I don't know. It was called something stupid. Anyway, or Optimus,
Frustrating.
I don't remember. Something dumb. Like a Transformers themed name, I think. But anyway, um I think it's hard to say that any particular dynamic, like, is peer-to-peer going to contribute to an industrialization period in a technological sense? No, it's more so fostering particular use cases that are not necessarily aligned with capitalism, right? Yes and no. Like if you look at the ways in which centralized entities that are, you know, companies in the US are operating, like for instance, we've talked about this before. I've mentioned this before. Like Netflix, they scrape the Pirate Bay to IP license the most popular media. They knew that the long tail of any show, bringing back like Full House or whatever, like they're doing everything in a very strategic fashion, and they are taking advantage of a more distributed internet in a way that centralizes things. I had a conversation today with some musicians who really care about music. They care about their community of fans, and I asked them, you know, is there anything like one is a developer, so he understands like technical constraints of solutions that can be built. And I was asking him, is there anything that really can be built to kind of revive the feeling that people had when, you know, 60 to 70% of the internet traffic was dominated by BitTorrent or peer-to-peer protocol traffic, where people were, it was almost like the hippie days of the internet, sharing music, sharing movies, sharing books, sharing whatever, comics, everything. And then everything kind of just like contracted to be siloed, but behind, you know, for music, it's Spotify, YouTube Music. And I was asking them, you know, is there anything that can be built that fosters discovery of, you know, new musicians, that helps their core audience feel like they're part of something? And they basically,
We lose him. He has that super sweet internet now, and just lost him.
He just upgraded to
climax.
super duper get dropped internet.
Right at the climax of the conversation, you just pause.
so what were the last words that I said?
Artists like getting into like finding their like.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
So
Artist discovery.
I'll just put it this way: like Logos can develop some great peer-to-peer technology, privacy tech, and like that's what I'm in this space for. But normal people are so spoiled, like they want to fucking suck on the tit of Spotify, YouTube Music. Like they don't want anything new. And by new,
I think there's a. I agree right now, 100%.
Yeah.
I think that we're slowly reaching this point where people are starting to get a little pissed off and upset and unhappy with what's going on around them. They don't know what to call it. And in my opinion, the way things are running,
calls it shitification.
It's gonna fall apart. It's gonna just crash and burn.
Yeah.
Like all of it. Like systematically falling apart and crashing and burning. And there's not much we can do about it. And so it's more about being around to pick up the pieces when it all crashes.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's what I was saying. Like this privacy tech stuff, it won't get adopted until everybody feels the pain and misery of like everything falling apart.
We could start, hopefully, maybe feel a little better, but like it's, it makes me feel better about working on it. I feel like I'm doing something, but
yeah. See, I'm an optimist at heart. I'm an optimist at heart. I like to smile when I like to frown, and I feel that like there's light at the end of a very, very, very long tunnel. It's like a dot. Yeah, it's like a little tiny dot, but like.
You think that's gonna be fixing it? Like you can just fix it?
No, well, first of all, what are y'all talking about? System failure? You're talking about like actual technology. Or are you talking about like the planet's
Economy,
state of
society.
affairs right now?
Like the way the world
Yeah.
we see it today.
It's like we can't go the doom route because there's no. I don't think there's a coming back from that. Like,
it's not a doom route.
Yeah.
So, like, you can look at it through different perspectives, right? Some people say changing world order. That's what's his face likes to say. Balaji hops on that same
what's
train.
his face?
Yeah, Galileo.
Yeah, Dalio, Ray Dalio. He has a book.
Oh, yeah.
World Order. It basically shows, how empires, as they rise and fall, you have periods of volatility where shit just breaks, right? Like, for instance, what's happening with the U.S. and Iran.
Like people get over these old regimes over leverage themselves to a point where they're just wing it and they can't control it anymore and they fall apart. Like historically, every single one of them.
Yeah.
Damn.
So like every empire has an expiration date that's invisible, and generally it's getting shorter and shorter, right?
Does
So, like-
China's been going for a while now.
But they weren't winning the whole time. They weren't
To them, they were.
losing. But
I mean, the British saw to it that the Chinese didn't advance as fast as they probably could have, right? You had the Opium
Yeah, that's
Wars
true.
and a lot of stuff like that. Sabotage it, right?
You sabotage. Yeah. Well, I hope everything doesn't go to shit. I don't want this to be too somber of an episode.
we're back, baby.
Yeah,
Dude.
we gotta change the sentiment a little bit.
The Bitcoin Doom podcast.
Yeah, the Bitcoin Doom. Like, no. That's just because we're old and it's late. That's what it is. No, I'm kidding. So in the news, in crypto news, there was a milestone reached this past week, and that is the 20 millionth Bitcoin was mined. And everybody on the internet, they're calling this the era of scarcity for Bitcoin, which I don't know what the first 10 years were, because
it had
2009.
It wasn't scarce because you had a constant influx of like a significant amount of Bitcoin. That's what fueled the entire ecosystem. And now it's just going to be a trickle.
Yeah. So now the theory that Satoshi had is that the fees should subsidize the miners, right? Whenever these little bit like Bitcoin is either going to do one of two things, right? It's the value is going to go through the roof, so the miners can continue to be subsidized, right? Or the value is going to S-curve off, and the fees are going to go high to subsidize the miners, but it won't really matter because Bitcoin will be superfluous. That's not the word I'm looking for. Sorry, it's late. Bitcoin will be everywhere, and since everybody's using it as a standard, then the fees will be irrelevant because they'll be needed to pay the miners. That's kind of like the grand theory. I guess we're going to see if it starts to play out.
And I wonder what because say, for instance, the fees don't subsidize the current hash rate, right? And so these smaller margin operations, the ones that can't continue to run, this massive capital investment, huge numbers of ASICs, contributing a bunch of flops to the whole Bitcoin hash rate. They have to turn that off. So the security goes down of the entire ecosystem because all of these machines are no longer contributing hash power to the ecosystem. How much can we afford? Right? That's the question I think is interesting. Is like we're probably over the security budget is probably way too big. So what's the balance? There's an equilibrium point there where like the hash rate is appropriate for the amount of transaction volume and the price so that fees can subsidize them nicely and they can maintain their margins. What does that look like? And is that a secure network? That's a good question to ask. Because I don't know that answer, but I feel like the security budget of Bitcoin is way bigger than it needs to be. In the event that Bitcoin was the only network and everything ran through it, like which is the original vision that when we started this podcast, then you could argue that it's worth it. But that's not the case today, in no way, shape, or form. Bitcoin is only a small subset of all of the transactions and value that flows through crypto. It's a big one, but it's only a part. And so we can probably afford to lose some of the miners. It'd be
When
fun.
did that flip? I was under the impression Bitcoin still is the king of the castle when it comes to the amount of value.
For value, but it doesn't do anything. It's just quote unquote storage of money, which it has value in itself, but like that's also not the only thing that provides it. And so like I think Bitcoin is like this old, a little easier to understand, trusted thing. And all of the fast-paced moving blockchains, like similar to Ethereum and Solana, haven't caught up to traditional financial investments risk tolerance.
Yeah.
So,
stepped up to the plate.
It's what you start talking about because it's easier. So we'll move past that. Then maybe we'll just move past Bitcoin because other things can do what Bitcoin does.
Hyperliquid's an L1, right? Is it?
Hyperliquid?
It's Alt L1. It's EVM based Alt L1. It's centralized.
They had that huge news this morning that S&P 500 launched like trading on their blockchain for DeFi. I wonder what that's done to the price. I didn't even look at it, but
we had a nice bump.
You're right. You're not wrong, Corey. You're right that like, it's almost the same argument as like way more value transfers in digital dollars and means by digital money than like real hard cash, right?
I mean, here I'll just interject, and the volume of the three biggest cryptocurrencies with the most volume in the last 24 hours in this order is Tether with $184 billion market cap and a volume of $93.5 billion. Okay.
Oof.
Bitcoin, 1.4 trillion market cap, only 45.8 billion in volume. And then you have Ethereum with a 265 billion market cap, and it's doing 25.2 billion in volume. So if you were to make the argument that Bitcoin is cash, it's not. Ethereum does more volume with a lower market cap. And if you really want something that is akin to the liquidity of cash, it would be Tether. And if you guys were watching over the years, Tether propped up the price of Bitcoin for a long time. They just made that shit appear in thin air. And Tether's we all know Tether's an existential risk to the entire ecosystem.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's ever pulled on that thread to see what was behind that currently.
I don't think anybody's willing to pull on that thread. They will get disappeared. So what did the kids say? Unalive? So, yeah. Like I'm getting tired of seeing those crazy stories where you're like, crypto dude chopped in pieces with his wife. And I'm like, really? What was he into? I need to make sure I don't speak any of the same words he spoke.
If I get killed because of crypto, it's gonna be so sad because I don't have that much crypto. That's all you got?
Yeah.
That's what happened to college kids for a long time.
Yeah, please don't wrench attack me. Please. No, well, I don't know. The Bitcoin scarcity. Man, it's too late. I'm so tired. The Bitcoin scarcity argument.
5:30.
I've been up since 4, man.
Okay.
The Bitcoin scarcity argument is it's losing its teeth as the industry matures.
Yeah, like how scarce is it really? I mean, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
We've had conversations before on like how there's only really going to be one proof of work chain that is an ASIC, like a SHA-256 based proof of work algorithm. And that's going to be Bitcoin. It's going to maintain. So Bitcoin will always be that, and that has value in it. How much value relative to like how we can build these networks more efficiently? That's an argument. And like transitioning into that other topic we were talking about with like the quantum problem, like that, the proposed transition, which was recently merged into the BIPs list. That's like a draft proposal. Effectively accounts for cutting off around, let's see here, 2.3 to 3.7 million Bitcoin that they consider permanently lost because you have to make a transition. And about 1 million of those are Satoshi's coins. So like that increases scarcity, but we already call them lost because
Mhm.
we don't think they're ever going to get moved again. No, the analysts think they'll never get moved again.
Yeah.
So like I don't know, even that transition and the controversy around it, and the like, I don't know, I guess you can call it tech debt of us learning how to use crypto. It makes it even more unattractive.
Mm-hmm. Yep. People are going to stick to what they know if crypto doesn't get its act together. Or it's just going to be a small group of people making a ton of money off of crypto while everyone else has to just live. And that's what I think is going to be more likely, in my opinion. That's the way things usually go. Yeah. So
people make a ton of money off everyone else.
So, so this is not really crypto, but it was something interesting that Jesse saw and Jesse wanted to talk about. And you mentioned it very briefly before the show. You were like age verification and OF. That was a deal that we need to talk about that. And I was like, "What's OF, Jesse? For I am innocent. I do not know what that means."
He didn't say OF, did he?
No, I didn't say OnlyFans. No.
What's OnlyFans?
Linux.
Yeah, it's
all
Linux.
operating systems. OSs.
Oh, you said OS.
OS.
Yeah.
Very different.
Oh.
That,
I need to change the description of this show.
Talking about OnlyFans, talking about all operating systems. That's only in California, by the way. So, like, California is trying to introduce a bill where you have to have mandatory age verification or something with all operating systems. This is including like Linux, which is fucking terrible. I had read Meta as behind this. Is there substantiation to this? Do you know about this, Jesse?
No, I also heard that rumors like $2 billion was spent by them trying to push this, but it's more than just national. It's global. So like, I think Brazil is like something I read, like Brazil has the age verification already enforced or something like that. Like, but there's we need to corroborate what's fact versus what's fiction, because there's a lot of misinformation on the internet these days. But there are more states than California that are pushing for this. So there's already states that are already not for operating systems, but enforcing age verification for adult content, social media, or both. That includes Louisiana, Texas, Utah, Florida, Arkansas, Mississippi, Virginia.
The porn ban has grown substantially over the past 1 to 2 years across the states.
Mm-hmm.
VPN subscriptions are going up.
So they want us to verify with our driver's license our age to use a computer.
I don't know how they're doing it.
Effective March 17, 2026, Brazil's digital ECA law number 15,211, mandates that all operating systems, app stores, and digital services in Brazil implement strict age verification to prevent minors from accessing inappropriate content, with fines up to real $50 million and then the $sign 50 million.
Yeah,
so the Brazilian real is that is worth approximately $9.5 million US per violation. Self-declaration is forbidden, requiring robust methods like national ID or biometric checks. So like what I'm saying is this is not just an American thing. So it can't just be Meta behind this. This is like a global thing.
I mean, Meta's pretty global at this point, but yeah.
Yeah, fine. But $2 billion is not going to cut it to make it Brazil do that.
Oh, no.
So like there's something else happening here. Yeah. So like Germany, the UK is doing digital ID. Germany's doing chat enforcement. That was actually pushed by Norway or Denmark. Can't remember, but it's very odd to say the least. Like, yeah, hot take, just kill the pedophiles. Like,
we can't seem to do that in America. That's clearly so I don't see it happening.
Yeah, I don't get it. This is ridiculous though.
I don't think it's a hot take. It's a pretty easy one. But
Well,
like,
I
I
did
thought that was
see.
something we agreed on as a society previously.
I guess
But
apparently not. And we
Apparently
want
not.
age verification in other dumb ways that are not going to actually address the issue at the heart of it.
yeah.
Yeah.
So the issue at the heart of it is the child stuff.
I mean, that's what they're using.
Always
So like,
the like champion of the reasoning behind why they want to implement mass surveillance
yeah,
is stop the child porn.
protect the children. Yeah.
Always, like without fail.
And as a security person, Corey would know that just creates ginormous honeypots of
it
information.
works. It makes
to
it
be
worse.
stolen.
It makes it. It is.
It makes
I
it
think
so much worse.
Don't get me wrong. I'm sensitive to the idea that when you obfuscate something, you make it more difficult to find out bad things are happening and then act on them. Like that's obvious, right? But it's not so simple as that. We're like, oh, give us all your information so that we can protect you, because we've been doing that for about 2 decades now, and we're not, and we've fucked ourselves a lot of ways because of it.
Not in a good way either.
And when you try to take some of it back and get it more balanced, the answer is like, no, we have it. We can't lose it, because otherwise we're not going to be able to do our job, and child porn. And so it's a bad argument based on historical precedents of how this has worked in the past.
Mm-hmm.
And there's still ways to catch bad people to do things, especially when the experts are the ones who are making the things. And so like I'm a privacy technology advocate. Everything I want to do is forcing private by default technology. And I'm also a highly ethical person in which I will comply with law enforcement to help them stop bad guys from doing things. And because I understand the technology, I'm better suited to help them do that. So you want people like me who made this stuff to help, because they're the ones, because if we build it, we have the leg up. If we don't build it, it will be built. And then we have to catch up. Right? And that's you know why everyone would be in that position where like the bad people have the technologically advanced solution, and the people
I feel like we're literally
no
in
idea
that
how it
position
works.
right now.
What?
I feel like we're literally in that position right now.
No.
Okay.
No.
All right. Well,
we're it's close. It's probably close. I don't know. I don't know how to answer that question.
it's not all doom and gloom these days. It just seems that way because of the environment we're in. And if you don't,
AI.
if you don't know what
You're on that
environment
too.
we're in, you honestly are living such a blissful life. I wish I could be like you. Whoever's watching or listening, and they're like, I don't know what these guys are talking about. Shit's great. Okay. Okay.
Also, recently there was a ginormous data breach. It was ID Merit exposed over 1 billion personal records across 26 countries, with the U.S. being hardest hit. Over 203 million U.S. records were exposed, including names, addresses, potential national ID numbers. Yeah, so like that's what happens when you have centralized digital ID. Good job.
Put it in a database. We'll just use admin to log into it.
Right? Password 123.
Password 123, baby. You know what's gonna throw them off? This capital P.
No. Exclamation.
I'm gonna put a 4 where the D should be. No.
All right, we should wrap this up. I gotta go and
Yeah.
take care of these kids. Enjoy
So,
my
sorry
time
guys
on
for
the farm.
this. Sorry guys for this doom and gloom episode of the Bitcoin podcast.
Welcome back, baby. We're going
Yeah,
Google
yeah.
podcast. Let's go.
I mean, it's got to get
Um,
bad before it gets better, right? Like that's how,
We're just
like
gonna
historically,
set the
the
tone.
pendulum goes
We
one
make
way and
things
then it
to
goes
fix
the
We
other.
can be like, look what I got. I fixed it.
You know, Jesse, see, that's why I fucks with you, man. You're so optimistic about things. You're like, hey, you know, like it's gonna go the other way. We're just going the other way right now. I like
Yeah,
that.
we're going the bad way right now. I'm just hoping that
We're
we
just
don't go the
realists.
bad way
We're
forever.
We're not gonna sell you shit coins.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, also Tally is going defunct. So that was a governance, DAO-based governance snapshotting tool.
I can imagine a lot of stuff is gonna die off because sustainability in this ecosystem is really hard. And we went through the cycle of like over marketing and spending a lot of like money trying to hype up what we had, and what we had wasn't good enough for that level of hype.
Yeah.
And so that's going to die off because people who come to it based on the hype and they experience it, like, this is shit, they don't come back.
Yep. That's why everybody hates crypto. Like,
I think crypto needs to mature and professionalize, man. I think, like, if you make a good wallet and it's solid and you're proud of it, charge money for it. Make people pay for it.
I think it's
some value.
The limited ways in which crypto can be used versus the original promise, right? It was like Ethereum, world computer. All right, well, what is it doing? Oh, degen gambling. Solana is like a faster version on it. Pump.fun. Yeah. You know, like, I think people were just expecting something more, right? Than just, we're gonna try to, on a shittier,
because you're trying to sell them the Web 2 experience on Web 3, which is fucking stupid.
Exactly. That is at the heart of it.
It's just, yeah, you're right.
We pulled people who were scam artists. We pulled people who were marketing the things that they knew, not the things that we're actually building. And like you said, they were marketing things to be what they aren't, in terms of they're not awesome. And, you know, like the performance isn't as great as just a centralized server in some certain use cases. But there are other things that potentially matter. Like, for instance, for what I'm building, like data sovereignty, that's very important. What Corey's building, you know, what the people at the IFT are building in terms of decentralized identity being at the core of a protocol that you can bolt on, like, you know, immutable, you know, file transfer protocols or whatever you guys are bolting onto that thing, you know, it's just,
go ahead, Jesse.
It's just people who expect like Instagram but Web3, and then people who think that, and they get VCs to give them money, and then they slap a token, and then they call it bit clout or whatever the fucking
turns out
incarnations of
garbage. We don't need it.
Steam it and all of that shit. Yeah, you don't need a fucking token for that. Yeah. So, yeah.
I mean, that's just that you're speaking a little bit louder than just crypto too, though. Like, now I'm at a point where I'm questioning, like, what's the value that Facebook is truly bringing me? What's the value? Like,
things.
Yeah, like, there's no value to these things. They just like trick us into them being valuable somehow. And like, I'm like, damn, if I really want to share pictures,
baby, I gotta like it.
Yeah, like Instagram is like,
someone said something. They poked me.
Instagram has never made me feel as good as going to like one of my relatives' house and opening a photo album.
Yeah.
Never made me feel that good, ever. Yeah. And that's just a fucking notebook with plastic sheets and Kodak pictures in them. Did I say that? Kodak? Yeah. Just like, you know, and it's just like, what is the value to a lot of the software? Now, there's true value in software that businesses use. And it's like, why is crypto not trying to go hard body into helping that? But it's not. It's like it started in the wrong race. It was like, anyways, this episode needs to end because we can't go too much further. We were just getting on a night, man. We had a nice nerve there. I hope we don't forget to continue talking about this in the next episode.
Make up topics for next time with our AIification, and then we'll shit on it during the episode.
Yeah. So, shout out to old Zoe Saldana. Long neck, wide smile. We see you, boo. Oop. Not allowed to call her boo anymore. I'll trouble for that with the wife. Shout out to my wife. My real boo.
His job.
Shout out to Michael B. Jordan. Congratulations, you won an Oscar. I honestly think it was. No, I'm not gonna hate on that. It was a good movie. I love Sinners. Michael B. Jordan getting best performer. But he got it, right? He got it. So, you guys got any shout outs?
My hot wife.
Jesse, do you also want to shout out Corey's Hot Wife? Or?
Shout
Not a
out
hot
Aaron
wife?
for being awesome. No. Shout out to a lot of the people who I've met in the last month or two, or actually I've explained what I'm working on. I'm working on a lot of things and they're helping me connect the dots. So yeah, shout out to them.
Yep.
Shout out to Tom, not Quantum Tom, a different Tom.
Quantum Tom. I'm starting to call him Quantum.
Quantum Tom, is that your nickname for him?
Yeah, that's what I call Tom. Quantum Tom. But then there's another Tom now.
Wow. A new Tom is into the room.
Mm-hmm.
Quantum Tom. I like that. All right. Play the outro.